Alyson, thank you so much for joining us here for this conversation and for joining the Pond Advisory Board. We're so excited to have you, and I'd love for you to start off by quickly introducing yourself.
Hi, Mitch. It's so great to be here. I'm Alyson Hudson. I'm the CIO of Enterprise Workforce Solutions for Prudential Financials.
Amazing. And beyond your work title, I'd love to dig a bit deeper into just what are a few layers of your identity as a person that are most important to you?
So probably first and foremost is I'm a mom. I've raised two beautiful daughters and I have two beautiful stepdaughters. So I take that as probably my greatest accomplishment in life. I'm also a wife and I have lots of fur babies. So there's that. Just personally and professionally, I feel very blessed. I've had a wonderful career and I spend a lot of time trying to find opportunities to give back and help other people be successful in life. So I do spend a lot of time mentoring. I have a particular passion for women in the engineering field. Coming up as a woman in technology has not always been the easiest career path. Things are a lot better than they were when I started, but they're still not where they need to be. So anytime I can help another woman. I used to say pull them up, but I think lower the ladder and help bring people up with me is probably the way I'd like to think about it. It's something I feel very passionate about, and I spend a lot of time on my own working in that area.
Awesome. And it's just so clear how much we talked about being empaths, which I feel the same way. But I'd love to hear, it sounds like a lot of your early career experiences influenced that, but is there a certain moment in time or place where that kind of love story with impact started for you and making sure you were always helping others? Like, how did that unfold for you?
I think it's just always been a core part of who I am and my being. I always seem to look for those opportunities to help people, bring people along. It became very prevalent to me as I was raising my daughters. You were put in situations oftentimes where you saw things and you realized, someone needed a little extra help. Sometimes just that little break in life can get you on that right path. So I've spent a lot of my years personally and professionally looking for those opportunities. So I don't know that it was a profound moment, but I think it's something that, when presented to me, just became so important to me. And I think I said in our personal life, given birth to two children, but I have probably 20 to 30 that call me mom. I tend to look for opportunities to bring people along and help them and better their lives or show up when they're in a situation that was unavoidable. Or in some cases, it's people who've even just made a mistake and just needed an extra hand or that special lift up. So I look for that professionally. I look for that personally, and I like to be the voice for somebody who maybe doesn't have enough of a voice on their own to make a difference for them.
Yeah, and it's so refreshing, you having such a long storied career in technology and business world, that has been such a central focus of your work and career. And so there's obviously some overlap there with the nonprofit space. I know you've worked with and been connected with lots of organizations. Having spent so much time on the business side, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you see around how people think about nonprofit work?
My favorite one is people think that nonprofit companies can't have revenue. So I think that's probably the most common misconception. And, people get paid in nonprofit organizations. Nonprofit organizations have revenue. It's just about how it all comes together at the end of the day. So I think that's probably my favorite misnomer.
Favorite one to help educate people on, maybe.
Yes.
And then, I think along the same veins, there's a lot of things that nonprofits and successful nonprofits do really well that more businesses should be paying attention to and learning from. And it maybe isn't always about how nonprofits can be more like businesses. Is there a specific lesson that you've seen or you think about that you wish more businesses would adopt?
I think nonprofits lead with a sense of community and urgency and empathy that some companies do really well, but a lot of companies don't. And I've seen specific examples where when really pushed and tested, just doing the right thing. And I know it sounds easy to say doing the right thing, but I think nonprofit companies tend to lean a little harder into doing the right thing and showing up and supporting the community around them because they're not so driven about the finances and the revenue and making money and lining pockets. So there's just a purity in some of the way they do business.
Yeah, so true. And we obviously at Pond sit at that intersection between companies serving nonprofits and the nonprofits delivering on their missions and helping communities. We've known each other now for over a year, and I know you've worked super closely with my co-founder Kiera. But I'd love for you to just share a little bit about, now that we've arrived at this step of being, a formal advisor and part of the advisory board. What does Pond mean to you? Why were you excited? I know you've got lots of opportunities to engage in this kind of stuff, and what made Pond different for you?
Well, you know what? It's really tech for good. So it's hard not to be excited about when technology gets connected with really doing something good. And spending the time with Kiara, I've really gotten to know her, and through it, the culture of the company, which has been super fun. And I think, I'm intrigued by the questions that she asks and the passion and the care of, we don't get on the phone and talk about how to code something. Like we talk about real issues and how to develop her career, how to develop the company, real issues that companies are dealing with, what people are dealing with. And I think it just was exciting for me to see you guys grow, and I watch your journey and your social presence and understand that the way you're connecting people through the technology, and you're also connecting that startup community of technology, it's all just like really cool and good and innovative, and it checks all those boxes of the things that I think are interesting and we need more of. So I think it's just a great opportunity for people to benefit from each other and learn from each other and use your time wisely. I mean, I can't imagine if I was in the position of having to find a partner, find a technology, find a funder, if I had to go figure that out myself. Just the time savings of how efficient this could be for somebody was very intriguing for me.
Yeah, well, we are so excited to have you, and just know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we really appreciate having your guidance and wisdom on board. So thank you again for joining, and lots of exciting times ahead.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.